Test. Okay. We might have a game here. See if everybody accepts. Let's make sure the rest of things are correct here. Okay, stream title's correct. Okay, chat's up. All right, looks good. Yeah, it looks like there's some players not actually here. Hopefully they'll notice the game started. I'm relatively happy that BGA implemented this because so many people complained about not being here when games started. But it's also very frustrating to me of how many people are not here when games start. But I'm sure, I guess it's tricky. I was rarely the person that ever had an issue. But plenty of others did, so it clearly helps some number of folks. It's ultimately an upgrade, but it tricks me because now we don't actually have a game, and who knows when we will. But anyhow, also, I've continued to finick around with my stream settings, and I'm gonna watch some stuff here tonight. I did make a few more changes, plus we're watching Task Manager info tonight, hopefully getting a better idea if we freeze up why. So, that should be intriguing. But otherwise, what's up? Not much. I'm looking for yeah, I've been enjoying some Agricola games again, which has been fun. I've looked at my WBC schedule a bit more intently. I'm having a real difficulty deciding if I drop Beyond the Sun or if I try to run both Beyond the Sun and Ark Nova. That part's tricky. There's one other like minor thing where it's like I'm probably dropping Acquire, and there's like there's always a handful of what ifs. The more that I've learned a bunch of the games at WBC, the more options I have in any time slot, and so yeah, the scheduled game gets trickier and trickier. But also in general, I think it gives me better and better shots. So, yeah, but so yeah, I've been waffling on some of that. As always, waffling if I'm actually going to play Diplomacy or not. The other game that I've been trying to play more of lately is Concordia. I have been enjoying some more Concordia practice. I think Concordia at WBC also has some room. Now that it's on on BGA, I think there's some stuff to learn. So I've been intrigued in that. But we have a game now. We are fourth seat against Hip Palmer, 88 Cola, and Pungabo. All right, Hi Palmer, very good Ark Nova player as well, but yeah, hasn't only begun learning Agricola, but already at 243. So yeah, it looks like they can be a pretty strong gamer. But yeah, haven't learned the Agricola yet. This player is pretty dang good, 400s, and Pungabo is 341. So, solid players to be honest, but we have a meaningful edge. As for the Ox, Omni Farmer and Wreck Carpenter are kind of the standouts. Game Catcher is solid, but not really the first pick here. I think it's Omni Farmer is the pick for me, although Wreck Carpenter can be very good. Miners, sorry, I realized I should send out one more stream announcement. There we go. Now I have up what I want. Minor improvement wise, Beating Rod is always quite solid, like just a read if you need it. It's free. New Purchase is also like really good, turning excess. Being able to buy crops, especially with Omni Farmer, this could be a new purchase. Like being able to buy crops. I mean, are we going to be able to generate that much food? That's the trickier bit. What are we likely to get back? Both Game Catcher and Wreck Carpenter should get taken, so we're looking at like Pet Broker, Profit, Bargain Hunter stuff. Meh. I think I take Beating Rod. Beating Rod also helps us potentially get cows breeding faster. I just like Beating Rod a lot here, and I do generally prefer the Omni Farmer. Like 5 to 7 points for just building a like nice farm is really good. Wreck Carpenter forces us down a big house line, which like maybe, but okay, here Slurry. Slurry is very good. Slurry tells us we get our animals breeding and then we get sow actions, which is pretty dang nice. So I think this is a relatively easy Slurry for us. So I will take Slurry. And then Lumberjack is actually kind of cute here, but I don't think it's the first pick. I think we want to wheel the Lumberjack. I don't know how likely that is. The Priest, given that we're forced seed, is sort of fun. I do like Priest quite a bit. And if we're gonna maybe do a little more plowing or other stuff early. Oh, this is Snake start too, right? I always forget. Arena's freaking Snake nowadays. I don't know that changes much. Rock Beater is way overrated in general, by the way. So like that's why I'm not looking at it. Yeah, I'll take a Priest. We'll run Priest here. All right. Seducer is pretty bad. I don't like Seducer. Pipe Smoker is pretty good, although we don't have any support for it yet. Although Greengrocer Smuggler stuff. But Pipe Smoker is just a lot of wood. And we already kind of want to get crops. Like, I don't... With Pipe Smoker, I don't hate taking one grain, taking one plow, taking one sow action, and playing Pipe Smoker. Like, it's a lot of work, but I don't hate it. The whale oil I think is not very good here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Pipe Smoker. I don't know that we're 100% using this yet, but Bale of Straw could be a little bit of food, but probably not till the late game, but at least it's free. The rest of these I don't really care for. Tea Time can work. Tea Time has some uses, but I'm gonna Bale of Straw. Hey Bland, welcome, welcome. Let's try this. Constable looks pretty good. Wow, Canvas Sack, Fodder Chamber. Fodder Chamber is spicy, but given that we don't actually have a true grain source yet, I think it's asking a lot. Feeding Dish is sort of a grain source, but I think I like the Constable. I mean, everybody saw it, but just a 4-wood Ock, we don't really have that much we want to play early here. I think we're pretty likely to make Constable, especially knowing it's there. I mean, we may as well work towards it and just do like a nice Omni Farmer plus Constable, get a bunch of bonus points for just building a very efficient farm. I think that works. The Canvas Sack is now the tricky bit here. Like, the no ox part, I don't know that we're going to get to play the Canvas Sack. But it's very good. A read to 4-wood is just, at a point is just so good. It's so dumb. But the no Ock part's a little tough, given that we're forced to. We're probably not going to get RSF. But I think I might still take the Canvas Sack here. I have playable enough miners thus far. I think it's okay to have one that's a bit more spec and upside. So I'm going to run this, but I don't know about it. If we somehow get RSF from force seat, now we're talking. But I doubt that. So but if Canvas Sack dies right away, Canvas Sack dies right away. But you know, I think there's a lot of upside, so we're gonna try running this. All right, what came back? Pretty much what we expect. Pretty much what I expected. Although the Prophet is back. The Prophet with the Priest in hand is actually kind of helpful because we could Prophet. I'm missing the one read into Sackline. I'm aware that exists, but it just feels bad, right? It's just that's got to be wrong, right? It's not that wrong, right? It's not that wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's wrong. Prophet has a cute combo with Priest. We can use Prophet to get into a clay house, plus a little bit of fences to get some early animal breeding going on. Because we don't need the wood then. I think this Prophet is actually playable here. Otherwise, the Pet Broker, I guess, is fine too. Immediately get a sheep, keep a sheep at each Ock. It's not bad. It's possible. There's also the you guys are correct, but that is I don't think that one's a line. The one read into start player I think is close enough to a line that we could actually talk about it. The the take one grain into SP into a veg is not a real line. That's not actually a thing. I guess fishing net is fine. Fishing net is a read to a point. Whatever. Lumberjack does come back. Ooh, Lumberjack with the Prophet. Okay, I'm getting very intrigued by just all sorts of early fencing business here. Pattern Maker can be cute. It's possibly a grain source, but I kind of like this Lumberjack. Although, there might be too much wood if we're actually pipe smoking, but maybe we're not pipe smoking. The easier answer is probably just don't pipe smoke. Lumberjack. It's still adding a lot of wood to the game. Maybe it is Pattern Maker with the pipe smoker. Maybe it is. If we add, this is slightly tricky. If I'm going to run pipe smoker, then the Pattern Maker is pretty legit actually, because it can just provide us some late grain and food. Although if I'm running pipe smoker, I don't really need grain anymore, right? So then it's like the point is cool, but. Let's go Lumberjack. The Lumberjack line seems too fun. This could be an okay Woodsaw game, because I'm already planning to kind of grow last with Priest, so Woodsaw could give us the build rooms action on an SP in order to not get jumped. So, Seducer, again, I really just hate Seducer. It's so expensive, especially with Omni Farmer, but Greengrocer is pretty dang legit. Greengrocer is an actual grain source, albeit a kind of expensive one. I guess petting zoo. I'm not whale oiling. Am I? Am I whaling oil? Actually, wait. Am I a whale oil player? This hand does want to play a good number of ox, like, and doesn't have a ton of food. I think the whale oil is too much. I think the whale oil is too much. I'm gonna go with the whale oil is too much setup for not enough payoff. Although it doesn't have to be that much setup, right? Hmm. The petting zoo could be useful for like allowing us to slurry and then fence really late. I think the petting zoo does have value here. Early sheep, relatively happy about that. Okay, we're also, again, mucking around with our stream settings a little. This looks like it's kind of working. All the farms are there. I'm sure it's a little small, but it's hopefully this works. Excavator. Okay, a lot of extra stuff in the game. We did not pass any day labor cards, and that's a first pick excavator, so like I'm not that spooked by it. It goes Ock Ock, our dreams of RSF are warming up. We're actually, at the very least, we're not Ocking, so the canvas sack is still alive at least. Because like I can go 3 wood plow here and be okay with that. RSF would be just the absolute nuts, but 3 wood plow is pretty fine here. Yeah. All right. 3 wood plow it is. We're not that committed to priest, but the priest could be cool, so I would like that. But 3 wood plow. I do think I'm gonna try to run pipe smoker in stage 1. It is a lot of effort, but I think it's correct. Oh, this plow is maybe in the wrong spot though because of petting zoo. Because of petting zoo, no, I can like fence these 6 spaces, plow across the top, put a room here. This is an optional room or the last field. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine still. This is my default arrangement. Think you missed the grain into sack line here. Oh boy, more jokes from the crowd. Anyhow, welcome, Lone Wolf. Getting in the WBC mode. Start player just stays start because snake draft is stupid. I don't know why we need to stop. We need to kill snake draft, everybody. It's so bad. An extra food goes on traveling for Bargain Hunter. Bargain Hunter plays a work permit. Sure, whatever. Anyhow, the grain into sack line is awful, so that's why we did not do that. The excavator should probably take 2 reed. 2 reed is the hardest thing for excavator to get. I don't think excavating is particularly strong, so I'm not that spooked yet, but it does add a lot of resources to the game, so be curious how that plays out. But yeah, I mean, going fourth this round's not that bad because nobody should take single grain, so my second action can pretty happily be 1 grain. So yeah. Heroic Logic, welcome. 5 streams. You've been making it to everyone lately. That's congrats. Thank you. Excavator taking RSF, like I said, I think is wrong. I don't think that's the correct move, but whatever. The Bargain Hunter takes 3 food. Wow. Okay. Do we get 2 reed here? Oh my god, we get 2 reed. Okay. Well, 2 reed's actually very good. Porter gets played. Okay, Porter's very good. 2 reed into SP Canvas Sack into RSF and just like build a wood room and ignore the priest is totally fine. The pipe smoker can happen in stage 2 or something too. Like, this is a table where I suspect just growing first has a lot of value. Clay pit owner, that looks good and well timed because fireplace happens right now. Yep. The dream could be sow a grain into stage 1 without plant an Ock. Yes. Yes. I don't know that that's actually the dream because then, yeah, that whole little bit of. Anyhow, yeah, I think I have to basically take RSF now. But my opponent's not having read means that, like, if I take RSF, I already have room parts. Like, I just have first room pretty much on lock. Passing on 4 wood is a bit sad, to be sure, but RSF just looks real good. RSF also feeds us temporarily. Again, our long-term food is an issue, so like 4 clay on the wheel for a hearth would be nice. New purchase off the Bargain Hunter, that's cool. It's definitely good. Stone has a bit less value in an excavator game, so I'm not as thrilled about that, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, this seems fine. This is a fine first 5 actions, right? After 5 actions, I have a point, a field, and room parts. Like, seems good. How does Snake function in this game? You haven't played since the changes. So it's just round 1. So in round 1, the second actions are played in reverse order. So round 1, you place 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. But I think it's bad. I'm annoyed that we implemented it. Red already has a fireplace, but annoyingly takes the clay. I mean, they're a porter, so like whatever. Hopefully they have a reason for all the clay, but my dreams of 4 clay for hearth are gone. Freok is here. Could Freok pipe smoker and commit to grain sow as the rest of my stage, but I mean, I'm building the first room, so the pipe smoker seems unnecessary. I could constable in order to just have better tempo on like fencing pretty quickly. But if I'm doing that, I could also just take 3 more wood. Like, just taking a crap ton of wood and just like being ready to just fence seems fine. If it's early growth, maybe I'm just building rooms. But yeah, with Omni Farmer, I just want to like build a farm after growing. Just take three wood. I am worried about food. I would happily take 4 food next round. That would also be very good. but 3 food just doesn't feel like enough. Classic has to fucking start player from second seat. My god, why? Just so you can get on RSF or 2 read? Like, what are we doing? Stew. Okay, never mind. You've had first pick Excavator Stew. Okay, that's legit. That's legit. That should have already come out. Like, if you have Excavator Stew, you should have already had that up so that you could hit it. Like, what did we do last round? Last round we took RSF into something. I don't even know what. But anyhow, the stew is very legit, but should have already happened last round. I don't know what they second actioned last round. But it was wrong. I guess it must be wood, because they wound up with 8 wood. I don't know what happened, but it's wrong. But whatever. You think snake is in the official rules, which is why it's allowed? Yes. You'd rather just give 4 seat. It seems like a weird change. It makes first seat bad, but you do get the 3 food like everybody else. Oh my god. I disagree with it making first seat bad. My personal theory is that the stats are going to show first seat is even better in snake draft. Because you do get an extra food, I also think you wind up just staying start more often. Because the dynamic is really bad. When you're going in reverse order, it's like, well, if I don't start player, maybe the guy in front of me does, and I only go one worse. Whereas normal, like, you're always debating between first or last. But like, especially like second seed, right? If the game opens RSF 3 wood Ak 2 wood 2 clay, it's like, why is second seat would I start player? Because I'm just going second next round. Like, you're only moving up by 1. Like, what's the point? It's just whatever. Anyhow, the excavator has room parts, so like clearly we build here. The whole point was to build here. Cubbyhole is cute, but wow, I really dislike their read. They do not have enough read. Don't like that, but you know, what can they do about it? I don't love that nobody's threatening the sheep though. I could build stables to combat that, but I don't really want to do that. Nah, I don't want to build stables. So hopefully I get 4 food second action. That would be nice, but 4th seat starting's also better for first seat? Yeah. So 3rd seat's the worst? I kind of suspect 4th seat is still the worst. I think having your pick of second action is not as important as being able to guarantee your first action needs to be. Like, it really depends. But to be clear, like, most of 4th seat issues, in my opinion, boil down to 2 things. One, some of the time you cannot get your like, you just really don't actually want to take 3 wood, but you kind of have to. And you can argue I'm supposed to draft and not fall into that scenario, yada yada, but somebody does take the sheep. Oh, because they needed 2 for food. Okay, or no, they didn't, but they did anyhow. Okay, anyhow, 4 food does come to us. That's fantastic. The work permit guy comes through, hopefully blocks the 6 wood, but if he doesn't, whatever. Looks like I get like 4 wood, potentially. Yeah, I get like 4 wood or 4 clay. Are we prepared to squat start player is a fun question. I mean, slurry, bale of straw, beating rod. I suppose I am willing to squat growth here. I kind of hate fighting for growth that hard, but what else? Or growth can just flip and make it real easy. So, anyhow, I think 4 seat issue a lot of times, yeah, boils down to like you can't take your preferred first action. Sometimes I guess being able to take your preferred second action does matter. Like being able to guarantee a plow will, I don't know, it will impact some games. So like on some level, it has to be a bit of a boon. But Porter obviously took the wood. That made sense. I'm gonna take 4 clay so I can build a hearth, and then I will grow. I'm probably growing beating rod. Oh, wait a sec. Am I taking RSF so I can grow beating rod? Team, it's early growth. It's early growth. RSF grow beating rod just puts so much pressure on the table. Is wooden hut extension banned or no? Wooden hut extension doesn't exist in this version, buddy. So this tells me this player clearly has played original edition, so that is fascinating. But Vincent coming hot with the early growth. Yeah, I don't really know that we wanted early grow, to be honest, because like we had such a slick kind of later grow game here with the Omni Farmer stuff. But I mean, whatever. More actions, more better. Like we should be able to take good advantage of just doing a lot. And again, like I say, the fact that I am about to get to grow Beating Rod puts so much pressure on this table. Curious what card that is. Wooden Hut Extension is what they're. Ooh, a Ware Salesman, though. That's cute. That's a nice way to sneak a read here. That's very cute. But yeah, so Palmer has to build a room, and Teal has to start player, despite having a Bargain Hunter and already playing a million cards. Which, by the way, the Ed bonus looks very good for them. But yeah, this is very pressing because I should be able to build and grow into round 8. Like I'm gonna be able to hop red in the growth queue because of this Beating Rod. So that's fun. But yeah, this my ability to sneak in here is very good, although I am still putting a lot of pressure on my food because I'm just doing nothing to set up food. But Excavator Stew should be adding food to the game, although again, the Excavator Stew is doing very bad in terms of actually running their stuff. Also, by the way, I do have the option to not grow here. Wow, God, Porter. Okay, Red, what are you gonna do with all this clay, bro? I get you're a porter, but come on. You can't actually win by just hitting 4 clay constantly. Okay, so feeding's gonna be a bit hard with them taking all the effing clay, but I do have the option to not grow here. I think that's wrong because of how much pressure I'm putting on the growth queue, but every once in a while it's correct to delay, so it's worth thinking about, but yeah, this is very good. Yeah, this Excavator Stew is doing very bad about actually using their stew. They've yet to use their stew, so I think they're misplaying it quite a lot, but this is a very sad stew. Yeah, that's really nice. You never estimated Beating Rod to be this good. You see why I first picked it. Yeah, Beating Rod's quite good. Like, just a miner that you can play whenever you need to, and it just gives you a read is totally fine in, like, a lot of situations. But then, yeah, it has tactical uses, because Teal didn't start. So, like, Teal not starting is just death. Like, I get to build and grow first and third. Like, wow, and Forest Inn gets played. I mean, we found our future food. Our future food is come here with a bunch of wood. But anyhow, I'll grow next round. Whee! Yeah, this is dumb. This should not be allowed, but anyhow, it was allowed. So um so free constable is still fine. I don't even have to start player for my grow. That's crazy. Chicken coop. Hey, there's nice use of stuff, but God, more read costs. All the read cost in miners in this draft. Fair enough, but very tight read game. Which I probably will just take RSF again here. Wreck Carpenter. I was wondering where the Wreck Carpenter was. Okay. Luckily, Teal still can't start player. Because if Teal starts, they can't build a room. So the RSF goes, fair enough. Just taking 3 wood feels fine then. Like, just hammer the wood is good. I do need food, so taking 3 food traveling is probably okay. Red says, "Oof, bad news for me." I mean, yeah, you've dicked around by doing the wrong things. You also threw away a reed for cubbyhole, which, like, I get why you cubbyhole, but not, like, this is why I don't like cubbyhole all that much, is, like, that early reed, you really have to be sure you're not costing yourself too much. Anyhow, yeah, I need to do this. The danger here is if Palmer starts to hand teal the growth, but Palmer starting instead of stewing feels crazy given their food situation. So I think Palmer has to day labor here. I think Palmer probably doesn't even buy a stone here. Alternatively, Palmer just builds the pottery because of clay deliveryman, but I think you're supposed to day labor and then, like, build the pottery next round. But you know, they'll do whatever they need to do and we'll live. But not starting to build, grow, and early grow and bad. No way. It's a very yeah. They are major minoring. Again, I think this is wrong. They are building pottery. I get why they want pottery. I definitely understand why they're building pottery. Wow, and I will say this. Yeah, this Ware Salesman, and Ware Salesman's always pretty legit. But yeah, Ware Salesman plus this clay pit owner. There's so much clay in the game, so much clay being added. So I will eventually get clay because, like, a lot of these players just do not have enough reasons to take it. So, but yeah, I definitely need clay. I definitely need a hearth. Our stage 3 is a lot of, like, actually figure out how we're generating food, and, like, the answers are not that pretty. This is gonna probably be a 5-point Omni because, like, we're not gonna be throwing anything away to Omni in the stage 3 harvest, but we're gonna have so many actions we should be able to catch up. Our opponents also can't really take bottom feeding. Oh, also the forest in's how we're feeding. God, that's right. Yeah, 9. Yeah, exactly. 9 wood into 7 food. Like, good. Other people figuring out how to feed themselves makes our feeding easier. Which, by the way, talking about making our feeding easier, I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to take 3 wood here. Just keep hammering wood. Yeah. I get to grow. Rec Carpenter obviously builds a room, but I get to grow. So everybody else has to start starting in order to grow more, which is great. Joinery and a pipe smoker and forest in game might be it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want the joinery at some point, but I don't know when I agree. I kind of do want a joinery. Like, I also have lumberjack and constable and pipe smoker. So yeah, like, there's a lot of wood injection I can exploit as well. The forest in could be a lot of wood injection, or it's looking like it might be a lot of food injection. But whichever one forest in is, like, fantastic. Like, wood and food are the things that I want, and I'm gonna have all the action advantage in the world. So adding another strong action space to the player that already is getting to grow a ton, like, yeah, this is just very nasty. This is very, very good for Team Us and pretty bad for Team everybody else. In particular, I think red is, like, already pretty cooked. Yeah, I think Red's game's already kind of cooked. Although, okay, so the one thing I can say for Red's game, they probably should just reno. They probably should just renovate and build clay rooms. They're already far enough behind the queue. They may as well make use of all this clay they took. Because what else are they doing with it? But and they're gonna porter 4 wood. No, that makes a lot of sense. You better hit that too, while you can. We definitely obviously grow because teal can grow, so definitely get the grow in. Probably slurry time. Yeah, just play the slurry. The bale of straw is so far away from doing anything. I mean, the slurry is also very far from doing anything, but and yeah, there we go. This looks great. We do need to get 2 food at least, but I don't think anybody wants the 4 food bottom feeding. I guess Palmer could. Although, yeah, they should just do other things, but we'll see. Stone Carver. Stone Carver is decent this game, and that triggers wares. Yep, very cool. So Teal can just build another room. I guess Red maybe did have to. Oh, Red is still start player. Oh, so Teal has to start for their grow. So yeah, this is amazing. Love that. I'm allowed to take 3 more wood here, because if I take 3 wood, I can hit the forest in for a bunch of food, or I can still just take the 4 food. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep taking wood. I'm gonna keep taking wood, because being able to fence on time would be sweet here too. Although, I mean, yeah, there's these sheep. I could try. I could try 4 clay into hearth, because like red kind of just doesn't need the sheep. Red has so much food. But whatever. I'm gonna just take all the wood. I'll take clay next round. Our last action has to be food, but there's multiple food options. 4 food is fine. It's not great. We do really need to figure out our food. I guess I could still join Ray too. Wow, Palmer does take the 4 food. A little surprised about that. A little annoyed about it, but yeah. Teal does start. That makes sense. So yeah, we're gonna get to see if Palmer actually wants to fall further behind the growth queue, or not Palmer. If Red wants to fall further behind the growth queue, or if they like take 2 reed and leave me 6 clay. Teal probably doesn't have miners to start with, though. This is one issue with the Bargain Hunter plan. I do think the Bargain Hunter plan with the Red Carpenter is pretty cool, but just a little slow on all their ox. Yeah, wow, Teal's not going to start. Oh, my, I mean, okay, no, they are going to start, but they probably just don't have a miner. Yeah, that's naked start, yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty good for me, though, because... Well, we'll see if Pungabo just gets trapped by just a million effing clay, but I still get 4 clay then, but hopefully I'm getting 6 clay is what this means. Palmer should be using day labor stew. I keep telling them they should. They keep not. All right, I'm going to forest in over 3 food, right? Forest in's got to be worth it over 3 food. I do have to pay 1 food, and then I'm paying 1 wood, but I net 6 food, so like... I net 6 food for minus a wood, and they gain 1 food? Is that what happened there? I mean, that sounds absolutely incredible. Turn a wood into 6 food? I'd sign up for that. Alright, yeah. This is dumb. Isn't there some crazy food conversion on Forest Inn for us right now? Correct. That is what doing. Joinery. Yeah. Yeah, the Forest Inn existing is part of what's going to make our game so dumb. God, we don't get 6 clay. Okay, we're at one of these tables where all of these players need to learn that you're overtaking clay. You have an excavator clay deliveryman, and you're taking 4 clay as an action? Like, just stop. Use your goddamn stew space. You have no food because you refuse to actually use your button that you've set up that's actually good. This stew has still not been used, correct? This stew has not been used. This is gross negligence, and I'm very frustrated. Well, I'm partly frustrated because I'm getting so freaking clay denied, but I guess I can survive clay denial if I just keep spamming Forest in, so like, whatever. But rapidly becomes the saddest stew of all time. It's not good. There's only a couple rounds left in order to actually stew. I mean, that's the problem with stew. Now, to be fair, it does appear that this player has very few games of experience, so it's not shocking that they're making errors, but yeah, it's pretty wild. Pungabo, I think, should be taking 2 reed here with it still being early growth, with them being carpenter, with them investing in a cubby hole. I think they should just be taking more reed and building more rooms. They should not be taking 4 clay, despite the fact that it triggers porter. They should also take sheep. Red taking all the sheep is reasonable enough. But red does have to start player for their grow, because teal can build another room with Red Carpenter. So, like, red has to start to grow. But they take the reed. That makes a lot of sense. That's fair. I'm definitely slamming 4 clay so I can build a hearth. I might get these sheep, which would be sick. Alternatively, maybe Palmer is building a hearth, but God, we should not be building a hearth with what we have. I still have not played an Ak, by the way. Pattern Maker. Where's your wood, bro? Where's your wood? This is such a good wares salesman game, by the way. Ludicrously good wares salesman. There's still there's still the basket makers right here. Build basket makers is almost certainly, yep, get read. Stupidly good wares salesman. Red has to start, so in order for me to get hearth, though, yeah, I got blocked from a hearth. Okay, that sucks. Yeah, Yeah, that's a bummer, but whatever. I'm allowed to just take like 3 wood, plow, RSF, forest in. You would love wood fence sheep here? Oh, that's actually a fun line. Yeah, good call on the fences. I could just fence for the sheep. Um, yeah, that's reasonable. I also get the pigs. We can see what Palmer does and react to them too. But yeah, it does look like I can open 5 sheep, so fencing to yoink the sheep looks good. I actually don't know that teal. Yeah, I don't know that teal. I should just fence now and take sheep and pigs, because then we also activate slurry, so I can like take a grain to sow. Yeah, this sets up slurry. Yeah, I just realized that too. Now food though. Wait a second, team. What? Where is the food plan? Oh, the food plan's like build a hearth and eat these animals. Basically, the concern is I'm about to throw away my wood for forest in. So that part's a little bit of trouble. Little bit of trouble, not a lot of trouble. We just fenced 9 for now. We fenced 9, and I was building it next to my house because I have petting zoo. That's kind of unnecessary, but it's fine. Yeah. Lumberjack could get played next round now too, which would be fun. Um, yeah. We'll see. If I had a read, I could have profited. Profited would have been fun too, but profit could still be useful for my other fence action. So this fencing doesn't actually like throw away an action all that bad here either, which is nice. I would like to get on the whole plow game because yeah, the plows are gonna get tight. And I still haven't actually played Constable, but whatever. We just get strong things done. 4 sheep is a good action. Why I take 3 wood over 3 wood food? Um, that's a reasonable question, actually. You're right. I could have taken 3 wood food, but then I leave big wood piles on the board. I think I don't want to add. I don't think I wanted to be the guy injecting wood into the game, is the answer. Sneaking in the 6 wood lumberjack is cool if I make it work here. Yeah, we'll see. I think I can make it work here, but we'll see. I mean, I'm definitely taking 2 pigs, and then I'm probably building hearth, and then I'm doing whatever's left. I mean, 4 clay for Reno is good. 3 stone is there's still a well available, right? Yeah. Um. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know what we're doing. We have a lot of options. Is the good news. Red grows. That was pretty obvious. That was necessary for them. They have a maintenance premium. They have a throwing axe. Those are good. 2 pigs, hearth, X crop. Ah, yeah, taking the crop is still good for slurry reasons. Yeah, it's true. I really do want to take the grain, so I start multiplying it. Yeah, I really do want to take a grain, so I start multiplying grain. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, not a ton of freedom here, but also we're getting so much done, right? We are going to exit round 3 with a bunch of breeding animals and crops in the ground, which means I can get the Omni Farmer going for the last 3 stages, which is 5 bonus points. The 3 stone goes away, that's fine. We're really just not on Team Major here. I would like a mate. Well, I want a hearth, but this could be Reno Hearth, which would be unfortunate. This could be Reno Hearth, which would be a bummer. Um, yeah, it might be Reno Hearth. I guess I can get by with Fireplace myself. Yeah, I guess I can get by with Fireplace. Um, I mean, maybe they have something else, but it's probably just Hearth. Yeah, there goes Hearth. Slight bummer getting beat to that, but alas. 5 food fishing does look pretty good for me, even with these sheep, because I do want to save some animals. But yeah, Fireplace eases up a lot of stuff for us. Now you think not taking 3 wood 1 food was just wrong? Why? You think that one food matters that much? Like, what? Why? I disagree on. I also just think injecting the more wood in the game was not necessary. That clay pit owner's been pretty strong. Yeah, clay pit owner is pretty dang good. 7 and 7. Yeah. But yeah, there's so much clay in this game. Anyhow, yeah, I just take 5 food and a grain. Or I take 4. That one food might be your lumberjack is why, but I got Friak. Yeah, I have so many good things to do. Like, do I even lumberjack here? I guess I should lumberjack here and then take a grain. I'm talking about not wanting to inject that much wood, but I guess joinery is still available and my opponents can't really justify it, so I could build joinery for future rounds. And I don't need, I need one more clay grab to reno later. Nobody else is taking bottom feeding for a while anyhow, right? Right? Probably true. Oh, did Stew finally get used last round, by the way? Aha, it did. Good times. Definitely a mistake to pass it, sorry team. You're fine. You first picked Excavator Stew. Like, whatever, you're fine. First picking Excavator Stew is totally fine. Alright, yeah, let's play Lumberjack. It's too fun not to, right? We should actually play some cards, and Lumberjack being the first card is pretty hilarious. Maybe I build another wood room? That's also possible, actually. But Excavator is better? I mean, to be clear, Excavator is not actually better. Clay Pit Owner is better than Excavator, but Excavator is better if you find a combo. So the Excavator combo with Stew is definitely better. It's just they've misplayed it pretty badly. Alright, yeah, I'll take a grain. People are catching up on action count, which, you know, is a bit of a concern, but I guess I have a way better farm because I actually have breeding animals. The breeding animals helps our food out a lot, so... You don't hate Omni either? Oh, Omni is definitely wrong. What about Omni here? Nah, Omni's greeting points that we don't have or need. Like, we want to be breeding the... We want to be breeding the animals and eating them for food right now. I really don't need the Omni points. Two more points on Omnis. Yeah, I just don't think worth chasing. Ruffle Searcher, okay. Sure. Getting the plow off of the Ed bonus already, which is cute. Alright, take a grain. Maybe I get my 6 clay grab next round. I mean, actually, I probably do get 6 clay next round, because Pungabo is going to open wood. Pungabo should open wood with Porter, so I should get 6 clay. I mean, I should also plow, but I'll probably get distracted by 6 clay, although I guess 6 clay is 1 clay short of mattering, because I could reno into a room, except I'll be 1 clay short. I need 7 clay, which is not happening, and I don't have a secret clay. Yeah, this grain is worth it because we get to sow it. So, all right. I mean, we have a lot of farming going on, which is good. All right. We prioritize plows from now on, I think. Yeah, you like Lumberjack more too. Just was certain that we had Friak here. Yeah. There's still so many good things for us to be doing right now, which is like part of why our game is so good. Like, there's a lot of good actions, and we're being offered a lot of good actions, so... I also... Yeah, I just have a lot going on now. But the fact that I have free sow... Like, the fact that I have a free sow action every harvest for the rest of the game is very ludicrous. Slurry is so strong here. I'm getting a sow action admittedly at the start of round 10, but this field will wind up clearing by the round 14 harvest as well, which is great. If I can get a veg in, I can sow the veg at the start of round 12, and it will also clear off for the end of round 14 when I slurry. So, like, I get to reuse my fields, so off of a single grain grab and a single veg grab, I'm going to basically max crop points. if I get enough fields. So I do agree that I actually probably just have to plow here and pass 6 clay, but I really just don't need 6 clay. These guys are talking about the clay pit owner and how it was extra good this game because of the clay miners, and that part is true. This clay pit owner is looking extra good because of the clay cost miners that are getting played. Very above average. You would take excavator over clay pit owner. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to necessarily talk all these guys at the moment, but anyhow. You would think you would just first action plow the next couple of rounds. I mean, we'll see what else is on board, but I mean, it's certainly, again, the 6 clay is so close to being tempting, and yet, yeah, it just doesn't really matter. I do want to get my Reno parts in, but it's not a big rush with profit in hand in particular. Profit is going to be nice, so. Wow, and it's read to open anyhow, not the wood. Oh, because they want a double build. You know what? The 2 read does make sense here, because they're going to double build and go to 5. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to plow over 4 wood, yeah. The 6 clay is tempting, but I might get 6 clay back. I might just get 6 clay back on the wheel, because, like, none of these players need it. So I'm going to leave this space flexible still. I might have to build stables to hit Constable, or I just don't play Constable. We'll find out. It's not clear that my opponents are going to hit Constable farms, so, like, Constable might be a 3-point Ock for us late. But yeah, we gotta hit the plows hard. The wood gets taken, again, that makes sense. I will take 6 clay if I'm offered. Reedstone food is good. Veg is fine. 3 wood is solid. Ocking the Omni Farmer now is quite reasonable. Sowing 2 veg fields, interesting. I mean, not crazy, but slight intrigue on the priority, why that mattered. Unless they have a... Maybe they have a strawberry patch type miner? I don't remember if I saw that in the draft, but whatever. But yeah, yeah, we just wheel 6 clay. Okay, cool. The thing that I was going to maybe first pick just comes back to us, so that's fine. This is part of why I'm talking about all these players taking so much clay earlier. Like, why did Palmer take 4 clay that round instead of day labor? It's just a pure mistake. Like, it's truly just a mistake. Reed is still very tight, by the way, but I'm going to accept that I'm just renovating. I should be thinking about building joinery, by the way, right? Yeah, I should actually consider joinery, because there's still the forest inn that can add wood to this game, and I played a lumberjack. Palmer's going to fence, that's fine. I don't care. I mean, if I could get something like... there's 6 food bottom feeding, by the way. 6 food bottom feeding's good for me. So, like, 6 food, Omni Farmer is solid. Again, the veg is still solid. The RSF is solid. Lots of good actions for us. But I should take the 6 food. The 6 food solves this next harvest pretty nicely without having to be too aggressive on anything. But yeah, I should consider a joinery. Joinery is some supplemental food, too, to be honest. Because I only need 6 wood for fences, so... Yeah, I don't know. Again, lots of good things to be doing, which is great. The Omni Farmer... I was going to say, is the Omni Farmer taking a grain? But I guess the ideal is that I actually get to sow a grain and a veg this harvest. Yeah, I really want another plow so that we can sow grain veg. Okay, so I really want plow, veg, Omni. Omni's going to probably just consume a boar in the harvest, because I still don't have a hearth. So yeah, just boar is fine. Yeah, he's asking if we've played on Play Agricola. Yeah, I played on Play Agricola during the pandemic, roughly 2020 to 2022. I have about 500 games over there. 2 less. Yeah, there's not enough players there anymore. Oh, Kulala did used to play, though. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if this was that cool Kulala or not. Okay, yeah, 6 food, right? Just take 6 food. The RSF is still there, too. But I guess there's just not a rush on... Well, RSF Reno well. Wait a sec. There is RSF into Reno Well is still available. I guess Well is better than Joinery, right? I mean, I guess Palmer should be taking the Well any moment, any second, but I don't know. You like Joinery a lot here. Pipe Smoker could still be alive. Yeah, I think that's excessive, but I played like 10 years ago. Was Yogi Bear nice? And also I can play other games. Yeah, BJ is just better than Play Agricola at this point, to be honest. Palmer still refuses to excavate enough with Stu, but whatever. Their game's fine. Can you play Formers of the More on Play Agricola? Yeah, nobody does. I was 16 years old, man. They're played nearly 1,000 times. Nice. We're getting some memories of a bunch of Play Agricola folks hanging out. All right, the RSF goes. It's a slight bummer because I kind of wanted the RSF because yeah, with the well still being available, but I think I should play an Ock here just because I don't know when I'm getting Ox otherwise. The veg should be open for me next round. Well, maybe it is veg then Omni. Do I want to play 2 Ox? I guess is the question. I don't know that I want to play Pipe Smoker. I still think there's so much wood. I think there's still so much wood actions available if I just focus on those. So maybe I do just take the veg, make sure I get a veg. I make sure to plow plus Omni, and then I focus on like RSF or Reno and focus on taking more wood. Seems fine. Seems fine. Yeah, my food is still not good, by the way. I do still need this, like, these good bottom feeding actions or these good animal actions. So that part is also a bit spooky. Spicy take, gameplay-wise, Farmers the More is fun, but the miners just aren't that interesting. I don't know that that's that spicy. You like the veg grab here. I agree. I think just making sure I get the veg is good. I should be able to open plow. I mean, red maybe opens plow. Red probably should open Porter Wood. Probably should open Porter Wood with throwing axe maintenance premium. This is pretty ludicrous actually. Bargain Hunter just put 5 food on traveling, so 5 food traveling's pretty good for me. Garden Claw is why we sowed the veggies so aggressively. I mean, fine, whatever. But yeah, I think this has got to be this wood stack, right? Throwing axe, maintenance premium, all triggering is pretty sweet. This cubby hole is looking okay for red. It's slowed down their growth a lot, but I guess red could also take the pigs themselves. I think all of that makes sense. But yeah, this is just too good. Getting 5 wood for food, that action was too good. But yeah, definitely plow for me. Definitely plow. Just keep getting the farm together. Just keep getting the farm together. We get to sow grain veg this at the end of this harvest, which is great. Definitely play the Omni Farmer. Lock in those 5 points. 5 food traveling is an okay action. RSF Reno Well is still actually very lovely. I might take RSF to threaten Reno Well. There's multiple people that can build the well, but nobody's taken it yet. So, I mean, I'll join the queue. Master Builder. Wow. Okay, that's cute with cubbyhole. It's cute. Oh, there's only 1 ox spot though now. Okay, fine. I accept. I wanted to RSF, but with only 1 ox spot, I want my Omni Farmer. I do want my Omni Farmer. Oh wait, this is 7 points? God, Omni Farmers... Or no, 3 different goods. No, 3 different goods is 5 points. Yeah, it's 5 points, sorry. I could have gone for 7, but whatever. I think it was fine to not rush for the 7th. I still needed the food and stuff, so... Things are okay here. Good evening. How's it going? Hey, Patrick. Welcome. It's going well. This has been a fun game. We were allowed to grow 1st and 3rd, so it's been pretty nuts. Otherwise, in general, life's pretty good. The stream's going pretty good, by the way. I've not really had lag, although I have my stupid diagnostics open to pay attention, but maybe my previous tweaking that I did has actually saved us. Um, but anyhow, otherwise, I'm getting excited for WBC, Patrick. You know, how can't you? The schedule looks pretty good for me this year overall, so I'm excited for that too. RSF into Reno Well joinery would be neat here. Yeah, I mean, if I'm allowed to do that, I would love that. I don't know that that's what I'm going to be allowed to do, but I'm definitely taking RSF as my next action. Um, but okay, here's finally Reno Well, I suspect. I mean, somebody should be taking this thing, but yeah, there it goes. Okay. Yeah. How are you? How are you doing, Patrick? Getting excited for WBC? Any new games on the docket for you? Oh God, the RSF does go. I can't really blame them. They're wares salesmen. I can sort of blame them though. Like, what are you doing with more RSFs? I guess building more rooms. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. That master builder Ock pressure was annoying because now we suddenly actually kind of don't have good things to do. I guess 5 food. I guess start player too, to be honest. I can start player here because both grow would be obviously the nuts, but plow sow will be fine. And there's nothing else for me to do. Or well, actually, wait. Can I go here with 5 wood? With 5 wood, I exchange 5 wood for 8 wood and 2 food. Oh wait, I can just go to Forest Inn. Okay, never mind. I can just go to Forest Inn. I will just go to Forest Inn then. That's fine. Just joinery plus forest or Forest Inn and then joinery. Forest Inn just joinery. SP petting zoo into 2 cows doesn't sound horrible either. Yeah, I guess that's true. I could SP the petting zoo if plow sow flips. I take the cows, but I don't know. Excitement's building. You've actually been playing a lot of the 2-player game called Imperial Struggle this past bit. Surprised how much fun you've had with it. Gotcha. Yeah, I saw you talking about that a bit. That's cool. It's fun to like dive into new games. Like that's part of what I've enjoyed about the Ark Nova journey and a handful of others. The Moon Colony Bloodbath too. It's just nice that when there's new games that jive with you and you get to flex those like learning muscles again. I'm gonna start by taking this forest in. Not enough people are hitting this up, but it's good times. It's a good action. 3 wood and a food is a good action. And then, yeah, probably joinery. Probably joinery. Maybe start player. Maybe we do start player the petting zoo. Oops, we are not starting. Okay, check. Fair enough. Palmer continues to hate their day labor button. They just do not like the day labor button. All right, being last is unfortunate. The beating rod happening makes sense though. All right. Do I ever single cow? I guess single cow doesn't work because then I have nowhere to put the newborn. So, wow, and we don't get joinery. Okay. Well then, I guess it's 5 food. Yeah, traveling's fine. As to WBC, considering learning Amon Ray and or automobile since you have open slots in your schedule and they seem potentially interesting. Ooh, yeah. There's a small part of me that wants to play automobile. I enjoyed the game. It's intriguing. I don't know that you're going to like automobile. Just as a heads up. Although I guess you might not love Amon Ray either. I like Amon Ray a lot. I think I would suggest that one to you, but you should look at both. I half wanted to play automobile at WBC, but I probably won't because I'm still trying to be a Laurel tryharder, and I think the laurels for automobile are not worth chasing, in that the field is way too good. But all right, is 2 stone anything for us? I mean, 2 stone I could try to angle for multiple Renos, which is not awful. But yeah, this is kind of a bummer. We did not need that start player at that moment. I could just fence. I could just finish fencing, but with profit in hand, it seems so unnecessary. I guess if I fence though, maybe I do get the 2 cows? Yeah, I see that now. You got there too on that. I could just finish fencing and just skip the profit. I mean, the profit still gives me an unblockable Reno option, but currently I like want a Reno joinery anyhow. All right, yeah, let's just finish fencing. It's a productive action, and it has some upside. I mean, red probably takes the 2 cows, but who knows? This also gives me a bit more flexibility with my animal capacities, so we do a lot during the harvest phase here. We now have omni farmers, slurries, and breeding happening during these harvests. So even though we're only at 22 points, a lot happens during the harvest for us at least. Um, but yeah, I mean it's early growth, so the board's just getting worse and worse now that everybody's catching up to us on actions. But other people also have 4 actions now. But red might get tempted by just triggering their maintenance premium throwing axe stuff. Maybe. I mean, they really don't. Oh wait, I'm not omniing that grain. Do not omni that grain. Sorry, do not omni the grain. Yeah. Do not omni the grain. Sorry. We want to sow that grain. We want to omni the pig. Is I believe the play here. But yeah, maybe red skips the pigs. I think it's very unlikely, but they have so much food with this 4 food cubby hole. Oh, only 3 food cubby hole. Oh wait, they didn't master build. Oh, I mean, I guess you don't want to master build because you'd rather renovate to stone first. But yeah, the little cubbyhole extra food was gonna be cute. But um, anyhow, yeah, Patrick, I hope you do play some Amon Ray though. I'm partly excited that I get to play Amon Ray again this year at WBC because that one's not fit my schedule very well for a few years. So I'm excited that I can fit 2 heats and the semifinal in pretty smoothly. I still don't love that the one semifinal. I don't love that Amon Ray semifinals at 11 at night. That part's a bit annoying, but at least it's into the auction day. But um, but yeah, it fits my schedule well. So I'm excited about Amon Ray. All right, we breed. We get to slurry. So sowing with the slurry is great. We get to these crops multiplying. We pay a good to the Omni. We pay one of those pigs to the Omni farmer. And there we go. All right. Auto farming. Yeah, slurry is so good. Slurry is just dumb good. Wow, we would have hit growth if we had been bold enough to go for it, but obviously who would have known? So like whatever. But I could still start player for grow. I might just get plow also, by the way, right? We'll see what happens here. I mean, I guess it could go grow, plow, cows. That would be, yeah, it might be going grow, plow, cows, which is like the worst. It sucks that we went last, but oh well. Yeah, and the cows go. All right. I mean, fair enough. That was very bad all around. You do enjoy some auction games like Ludwig and Modern Art. Salmon Ray could be good. Just a little opaque on how to value things looking at the rules. Yeah. I mean, for sure. Uh, I also I will say Amon Ray is kind of reminiscent of Vegas Showdown to me. In Vegas Showdown, you're obviously hoping that the event deck and the luck kind of plays out. In Amon Ray, you're partly hoping that your power card luck kind of works out. I mean, there's a good amount of strategy and skill, but especially given they play 5 players, you're definitely hoping for a good amount of luck. But anyhow, I took 2 read here. 2 read allows me to SP a fishing net, or it just sets me up to double Reno because like maybe I take 3 stone. I am slightly running. Oh, the joinery does get taken. Rutrow. Whoops. Okay. I didn't expect that because I thought they would actually care about fences, but to be fair, with a forest in and all the actions they have, maybe they make that work. So I guess we're just on team double Reno now. So 3 stone does look good because I don't have things to do besides try to double Reno. Starting into growth or plow sow is fine, although I would kind of prefer somebody else to do it. I guess I can think about building stables myself at this point, because what am I doing with all my wood? I am definitely just building stables now. But stables at least let me constable, so there's that. Losing the joinery here hurts a good bit. Yeah, it does. God, and re-upping start. Oh, my God, you have 4 family members now, so whatever. Farm building, sure. You have a million freaking clay from earlier, because craziness. Yeah, as much as I'm yelling at their game, they are beating me at the moment, just to be clear. So that's annoying too. But they basically, I guess they're opening for plow sow. I don't know. Forest Inn gets taken. That makes sense. I could still plan to build a clay room. I could take more clay. I could go RSF and take more clay here, trying to renovate plus clay room. That actually, the clay room comes with stables, so it's kind of free, and it guarantees my 5th family member, and it makes constable a lot easier. I actually kind of like that line, because I'm just running out of things to do. Any stone majors left? Only the stone oven. So now I'm thinking that maybe we're going for... We might just be going for a 5-room stone house. Nobody else can stone reno at the moment. I kind of like RSF into clay. Oh, and actually 6 food traveling is kind of important, right? I still don't have food myself. Okay, let's just take the 6 food traveling. Let's just take the 6 food traveling. And then let's think about what's next. Going last in stage 5 has been bad. Maybe I did need to start player more aggressively. God, RSF from Teal again. I guess they can't fence, and 2 wood is not as good as RSF because they're just gonna stone oven now. I don't know. Whatever. That RSF going though makes this it makes this dream of makes this dream harder. This constable dream, I also kind of need to first pick the cow, but I also need to plow. So I don't think I'm allowed to play constable here. Oh wait, but I do have greengrocer. Greengrocer is a way to help guarantee a little bit of stuff. Yeah, the constable's relatively safe to play, but it's spooky. But I just have so little else to do. Red should be growing, so we're gonna just leave animal piles on the board. Do I want that 4 clay? I'm kind of warming up on the clay again. With profit in hand, it's a bit safer. I can take the clay reno, but then I still need to read for the room. Ugh, it's so awkward. Recycled brick. Wow, there's so much freaking clay in this game. This is dumb. What are you gonna do with all the clay? God, we should be winning this game given how aggressively we got to grow, but this went very bad. I guess I guess the lesson here is SP a little more aggressively and take some majors. A lot of my opponents have taken a lot of majors and they're behind on the farm, but they can at least build a farm while I can't do anything at the moment. I do have pretty clean reno at the moment. I have pretty clean reno at the moment. So that's good. I can rent a stone oven or something, but that just doesn't seem that good. I think I do play the constable here, but it's spooky. But I should get plow or cow. I probably, well, yeah, okay, the problem with playing constable is it makes people take the single cow a lot more aggressively than they're going to be otherwise, so I probably get cow blocked if I do it. But there's like so little else to do. There's so little else to do. But I really just want to plow next round. I could just play Profit now. Maybe it's just play Profit now. I mean, I open up the Reno queue, but... Otherwise, I am taking 4 clay to build a clay room, which means I would be ignoring growth if I got offered growth next round, which means we would just all grow to 5. It's not that exciting. I'm building stables anyhow, though. That's what's frustrating, is the room's pretty good. But the room involves me taking clay and a reedstone food. Okay, I should just ignore all of that. Maybe I just take 2 sheep as 4 more food? Maybe I just take 2 sheep as 4 more food, actually. Yeah, you know what? That seems fine. I don't have food figured out, and I don't have a joinery anymore. Let's do that. I don't love that, but I think that's okay. All right, plow, cow are very important. Reno, another fireplace, because we have enough clay, like, I guess. We could Reno stone oven, and then take 2 stone for another Reno. That's actually reasonable, too. Just rent stone oven, and then need 2 stone to Reno off the profit. But, again, I don't have a lot to do. I want plow. I want plow, cow, stables, constable. Reno. I mean, that's most of my actions, to be fair, but... Alright, plow sow, kind of expected that's what they were doing. They're kind of capped, but not terribly so. Alright, they take the grow. Is red gonna punt fields or try to take a field? Is a fun question. Red should probably punt fields, which means they probably should have fenced bigger. But they maybe try to take a field here. If they do take a field here, I guess I just take a cow. And they are going to just field. They kind of have to start player for another field, so we can hope, but I'm going to take the cow. It's possible I should just start player here because frickin' Palmer has proven that they are a start machine in the late game, which being a start machine in late game is relatively good. So as much as it's annoying me, it is often kind of reasonable. But yeah, me not having anywhere to sow crops is a bummer. Alright, they do not start player blissfully, though, so that's the one good news. The pigs get taken onto the truffle guy, sure. Hello, how much are we winning by? It's very close, much closer than we wanted it to be, Zach. I think I am still winning, but it was supposed to be a lot smoother when we grew first and third and have taken very smooth actions, but I have sort of let all of my opponents take a lot of the ceiling out of the game, and then I've gone last all of stage 5, and that's proven pretty disastrous, actually, because I've been getting... They all need to plow, which I wanted to plow more, but they've already cut all the majors, so... yeah. I do think a lot of my opponents have taken pretty inefficient moves, so it's like we've been punching everybody's scores downward, but... There's a little bit of that going on, but... When is WBC? It's late July. Kind of mid to late July. July 22nd to August 2nd, something like that. I'll have to look. The exact dates are in my calendar. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully red start players here. If red doesn't start, I start. So, I mean, whatever they choose... Red is decided first or last right at this moment. They don't realize it probably, but that is definitely what's happening, so... 2-month boot camp, hope it means a lot of Grick streams. I'm just enjoying board gaming more in general at the moment. I'm a little focused. Wow, okay, yeah, they choose to go last. Okay, fair enough, Pungaboo. Have fun with that. Part of me wants to play this fishing net, but then I can't double Reno, but maybe I'm supposed to just Ren Stone Oven and not worry about another Ren, although Stone Oven could get cut. I kind of want to start player a point here, but I could just SP the Veil Straw and be okay with that. Yeah, let's just bale of straw. Just bale of straw. It looks like nobody else is going to hit Constable, so that remains quite good. Although I do require stables still, right? Oh, if 2 stone goes, okay. They can Reno now. See, I think I should just Reno Stone Oven. I think I should just Ren Stone Oven now. Yeah, I like Ren Stone Oven. Stone Oven's almost as much as the Reno, but it also just increases our ability to actually do things. Um, Anyhow, yeah. As for more Agricola streams, I mean, I'm enjoying streaming Agricola, and it's been fun. I don't know how much Agricola practice I really need. Um, I mean, a basic. I guess what I'm more getting at is it's probably more. It probably makes more sense if I practiced other games in terms of increasing my overall odds of things. I don't know that Agricola practice is going to get me much of anywhere, but also like whatever. I don't know that practicing a lot of games is going to get me much of anywhere at this point. Pattern maker triggers, it's fine. By the way, look at how much freaking clay is in this game. My opponent's taking those clay grabs earlier this game was just ludicrous. I'm going to maintain, like, ludicrous clay grabs early in the game. I'm still very annoyed about that. Very annoyed how many people cut my freaking clay early in the game. But stream title, a lie? Am I playing TM at WBC? Stream title's not a lie. I mean, it is WBC practice. It's just like how useful of practice is that actually. I mean, very minor, but um anyhow, Terra Mystica is no longer at WBC, so I mean, I'm not. If it was, I probably would play, but yeah, it's just sadly not. All right, am I playing Constable? Basically, Constable means that I need to get stables, and I could get stable blocked. If I get stable blocked, my path to a room is pretty rough. Well, that doesn't even matter. Is there anything I can do if I get stable blocked? If I get stable blocked, nobody else is hitting Constable, though, right? So, like, alternatively, I could just build 2 stables here, open plow sow. I kind of wanted to play Constable and then play 3 stables. The question, I guess, is how necessary is that? Also, I sort of want to be able to take 2 stone and play Prophet next round. Yeah, let's greed the Constable and hope that I get 3 stables as my second action. I mean, Pungabo can't stable. Teal should be Reno fencing. They have a joinery, so like... So then Palmer could first action stable, but they have Pattern Maker, plus they could just build more fences. I guess in their position, stables versus fences is pretty equivalent. Although, if I play Constable, they have an outside shot. They really have no way to hit it. Alright, I'm just going to play Constable. It could be a waste. It could turn out to be a waste, but I think my opponents have to do some pretty stupid things to block it. So... we're going to try it. You are playing Animal Terraforming Mars, so that's kind of TM. Isn't it just better to stable now? Again, I mean, stabling now is 1 stable less, because by playing Constable plus the Lumberjack Wood, I'm getting 1 more point worth of stable. Also, I'm splitting the Ock timing up, so that it's more likely I can both Constable and Profit. I think that combination is worth it, and I think I'm in a tight enough game that's important. Although, I do so much in the breeding phase between Slurry and the Omni Farmer that this could be overkill. I can pretty safely Omni a grain here. We have enough grain to Omni one of those now. I do just eat 2 sheep here. Yeah, we'll just eat 2 sheep at the moment. This game is slowing down, it feels like. You have a 7 p.m. meeting. I mean, if we could finish in 15 minutes, that'd be awesome. Fair enough. Yeah, sorry, I had some thoughts at the end. I can play a little faster. I appreciate people when they give you like a 15-minute heads up. I'm a lot more willing to do that. All right. Anyhow, Plauso is the opener here. Unlikely I get 2 stone. Oh, there is no 2. Wait, why is it unlikely I get 2 stone? Oh, because red is going to take 2 stone? Ah, good call. Okay, so we're just not going to profit, but then we get our stables down, so whatever. I should just win then. Also, hey, Gray, welcome. Didn't realize you were hiding out. This is what I get for not paying enough attention, though. Yeah, it is fairly. You guys are pretty correct that red should just be taking 2 stone first action, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Whatever. That means. Well, I guess it doesn't increase my stable likelihood that much. Although it means I might get plowback. Who knows? Whatever. If I hit constable, I'm pretty sure I win the game at this point. So like, I think as long as I plow so in stables, this is pretty safely a win. Seems that way, but also I can wheel grow in some worlds, right? Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. So a grain or a veg, it doesn't really matter. I don't really. Well, actually, wait. Maybe a veg is more correct. Yes. Wait. So a veg because of Omni Farmer, right? In case I think there's worlds where this matters. It probably doesn't matter, but grain's 2 food. Gray, long time no see. Heroic logic, long time no see. Yeah. Yeah, I basically see. I do get to see Gray a little bit at some in-game events again, which is nice. Expecting to see you this summer again too, which looking forward to. But yeah. Anyhow, it goes plow plow. That makes enough sense. What did it go next action? Teal. Wait, what did Teal do? Teal Forest Int first action. Gotcha. More wood for plow. Okay, Reno, and then yeah, it is 2 stone. Okay. As much as I want to grow stables, I think basically locks the game up. Admittedly, I do kind of run out of things to do because there is no 2 stone. But oh well. I think just locking down Constable and the stables. I mean, I'm still going to hit 50 here. That seems pretty safe. I mean, Teal has a pretty big Ren fence, but Joinery, and they're not going to hit Constable. Well, Teal could hit Constable if nobody cuts their sheep. I guess I might have to cut their sheep in order to win. Gray is going to grow here then, or Palmer, whatever I'm saying, Gray, but probably not making WBC. Oh, damn, moving departments at the beginning of August. Ah, shit. Yeah, I mean, that happens, but yeah, dang. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully see it Farmageddon or something then. But totally get it. Life comes in. Can't always get it. Yeah, I don't really have a lot left to do, but I guess I probably do have to cut sheep from Teal here. Alternatively, is Palmer catching us in any world? Palmer's gonna fence for 1, 2, 3, 4 points. And then maybe gets a cow. And they get another point. They get 2 points off of the last Reno. Yeah, the game's kind of close. It looks like I have it here, but because I Omni another 2 points, I Omni another 2 points. I'm not totally fed either, which is, I mean, what's new? But yeah, I guess I can take Teal. Yeah, Teal hitting Constable is spooky. Giving Teal a 5-point action is kind of a mess. Teal has a 2-point sow action. Teal has all these. Okay, yeah. I think I have to cut the sheep here, which is annoying. And if they have a secret sheep somehow, it's kind of an issue. But I think I'm just playing defense because I don't have. If there was two stone as one action, that would be the play. But unfortunately, I didn't leave myself that, and so there's really nothing to do besides like take food and cut the animals. So, but I think we're getting through this. I think we're getting through this game. But yeah, this game turned way uglier than it should have. This turned way uglier. This game could have been so smooth for us. Not getting Torrento to stone, not getting a fifth field, not getting a fifth family member. But oh well. Anyhow, Teal did so. That made sense. Teal's fed. Teal has 2 actions left at 44. They look like they're just like 1 point actions though for their guilds. So I think Teal's gonna get to like 46. So that's fine. Pungabo still has a room and a reno to 38. Yeah, they get to 38 and a couple actions, but they don't have anything left. So yeah, I mean Red's game's not there. And then Palmer gets 2 points off the reno because they have the wood. They fence for a few points too. Ooh, game catcher. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, I think I just take 4 food here. I've not exactly mathed out. I mean, maybe a veg is more points. Let's math this out quick, actually. Sorry. Right? We should pause and do the math. I'm gonna slurry these fields. I can sow. Currently, I'm at 4 grain, so sowing grain is fine. Sowing a veg is fine. I should omni a sheep, I guess. So if I omni a sheep, I have 1 sheep to eat and end at 4 sheep. Or I could just eat down to 1 sheep, which I guess makes the most sense. I guess it makes the most sense to omni. Well, but no, I have to eat before the harvest. Duh. So I can't omni a sheep and then eat down to 1. Ooh, awkward. I would have to leave 2, so I would only eat 3 sheep, which doesn't fully feed me. Okay. So instead, I'm eating 2 sheep and 2 pigs. So I'm fed. It also disables slurry, so don't do that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess I eat 2 sheep, 2 pigs. I breed sheep, pig. Oh, I see. But then if I breed down to 3 sheep, I go to 4 sheep, and then okay. So basically, food is points, veg is points. Everything's basically the same. I'll take 4 food. I've not actually mathed out if that's better than veg. It's all very similar, and my brain's not liking it, and somebody asked to go faster, so. Okay, rip bale food. Yeah, bale straw never did anything, but I don't know that bale was ever supposed to do anything. I mean, maybe we took 1 grain action and 1 veg action and are like nearly maxing crops or are maxing crops. I guess it's nearly maxing crops, right? I'm probably omni a veg or a sheep. Does it matter? I don't know. Anyhow, I think RSF is best technically, but tie break shouldn't matter. Gotcha. You think only 1 food mattered? That's probably true, to be clear. Um, Again, I for some, I've your ability to do the end game math has always been super fast, and for whatever reason, my brain like bogs down just a little bit. It does a lot of other things totally fine, but trying to like exactly calculate end games is weirdly like my brain for some reason is struggling on like, am I supposed to be omni in a sheep or a veg? Am I supposed to like eat exactly what? I don't know. I feel fairly confident. I just eat 2 pigs. That seems fine. And then yeah, I mean, a sheep or a pig doesn't matter, or a sheep or a veg doesn't matter then. So whatever. Endgames are usually the most simple. Correct. That's why it's so weird that my brain bogs down sometimes on like it should just be the easiest. But although to be clear, I actually do relatively little calcs. I do relatively little calculations in a lot of games. I do admit a lot of my ability to play well is I just have played a lot of games and have honed my intuition, uh, which is both good and bad. Anyhow, I'll omni the veg. It's equivalent to the sheep as far as I can tell, so like whatever. And then yeah, just eat 2 pigs. 2 pigs is 1 point, 2 sheep is a point, like none of it can really matter. So but so we're at 46, we breed to 48, we sow, we're still at 50. I mean 50 sounds like it's winning, but not by as much as we'd like. Palmer did get way closer than I thought they would for how baffling some of their decisions were to me, but I guess that's the power of hitting round 12 growth. Getting the powerful actions is good. They also were at least building a farm before everybody else suddenly figured out they needed to build farms also. So there is that. But yeah, straight to 50. It feels good. Yeah, I'm a little surprised Palmer got second here, to be honest. I thought for how little they use stew twice. It just feels wrong. They only excavated 3 times then, right? Yeah, they excavated in round 1, and then they excavated in like rounds 8 and 9 or something. I mean, I guess it turned out fine, but when you have excavator stew, it feels like that should have been more impacted, but that was a good pattern maker from them. A 4-point pattern maker gave them the stuff. So that was not as smooth of a win as I wanted it to be. For growing first and third, it felt like we should have been winning by more. But anyhow, nice win. Yeah, thanks. First action to read in round 12 just seemed wrong for me. I think it was fine, but maybe I should have at speed, but at least I'm good at everything else, so as long as you win the game by round 11, you should be fine. I mean, that is sort of my game plan, to be honest. that is my game plan a decent amount of the time, but to be clear, I can do endgame calcs. I do them sometimes. At WBC in the semifinals, I had calced out pretty clearly what was happening. I was glad that Kristen last year did not calc things out, because if Kristen had calced things out, she would have realized that not having live scores on does make things trickier for a lot of people, right? Because you have to calc people's scores if you actually care. But I was aware that Kristen could probably win the game by stable blocking me. It like cost her a point or two, but it cost me like 3 points, which I think would result in her winning. But understandably, they went for the line that was more pure points for them, which was fencing. But then I still got to stables, and I wound up winning by 1. But anyhow, every once in a while I could do endgame calcs, but most of the time I just don't care enough, and my brain just gets bogged down. Yeah, I took by far the longest time there, 36 minutes. But we were 4th seat. But yeah, the mid game was sick. Realizing that I could go RSF into grow beating rod so that I grew 1st and 3rd. That felt great, but the fact that I only win this game by such a narrow margin after going 1st and 3rd is a little bit surprising to me. But I guess in defense, like, I didn't actually play Ox for quite a while. Although the Lumberjack Wood was good, the Omni was good, the Constable's points, but yeah, never taking advantage of the profits, a bit sad. Our Miner's Slurry was an MVP, obviously, but yeah, the rest of them don't do a lot. So, I mean, our hand was, I guess, a little... But yeah, realistically, I just missed. I think I just missed the fact that my opponents were so aggressive on the majors, and then were a bit slow on their farms. But some of my opponents at least still made a farm decently. Pungabo really lost the plot some though too. 9 clay, by the way. Can I? Well, okay, a bunch of that was recycled brick, right? Okay, recycled. Never mind. That 9 clay is recycled brick, but. I do think my opponent's taking some clay grabs in the mid game that surprised me. It was pretty annoying because I was expecting to get clay a bit faster into like a hearth. And if I could have renoed a bit earlier, that also clears things up a lot for me because I wanted to reno major in order to like take a joiner or whatever. But the fact that I kept getting blocked on like taking clay to get Reno tempo was kind of surprising. I kind of think it shouldn't have happened, but on a certain point, if it doesn't happen, it probably means all of our scores are just going up. So relatively, how much does it matter? I don't know. But anyhow, being the only person to hit a fourth pick constable is crazy. Yeah, I do agree with that. Uh, the fact that everybody in the draft saw constable and then just, I guess that's part of what I mean. The mid game was weird to me. I get that it was early growth. I get that there was stone, like there was a lot of resource injection from where there was so much clay injection though. That like the people taking clay was ludicrous to me. This is a 9 clay pit owner. Porter took clay. Okay, only twice it turns out, but freaking clay deliveryman excavator. Like there's just there's 14 clay sitting on the board. Like I wish I had figured out better uses for clay rooms or something. Although yeah, the read was tight. The where salesman this was a sick where salesman. 6 proc, six times where salesman proc. So good. But yeah, so much resource injection for free over there. But anyhow, yeah, my opponents I think over prioritized Renos and Majors and Clay during the mid game, when I think some of them should have been a bit faster to plows in particular, but also just farming because they know a constable's in the game. But I guess a bunch of them forgot constable, so that I was able to sneak it late. But yeah, I mean, it sort of looks like I kind of did need to greed my like constable 3 stable line, but maybe that's wrong. Also, maybe it was wrong to... It might have been wrong not to just... In hindsight, maybe it was better to just SP fishing net for a point. I probably should have done that. Just SP fishing net for a point, rend the stone oven, and just totally punt this stone Reno line. That maybe was cleaner. I don't know. I didn't fully optimize the end. Again, the end game went extra bad when Palmer decided to start player in both 12 and 13. Or, well, I guess 11 and 12, so that they were starting 12 and 13. Going last in both of those rounds was a lot rougher, too. My game's so much smoother if, like, Red actually can start player in one of those rounds. But in defense, these guys started a bit early. So it's not super surprising that Palmer had some minors left for later, but... Anyhow, yeah, the play Agricola skills that Palmer showed off here. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, sorry, I'm getting distracted by figuring out what's next. Probably stream another game. The stream has been going smooth, so I don't know if I fixed my issue or, again, I'm just like getting a lucky stream, but it never bogged down like it used to. So it is possible I figured out what the issue was, which would be promising if true. But anyhow, yeah, this was a nice game. I am going to peek at the draft real quick. I suspect I got past 1 or 2 things I shouldn't have. But anyhow, it has been nice to get a few wins in Agricola. I will say my most recent Agricola plays prior to this were in-person event with a bunch of other experts that kind of just a bunch of us kind of gather and have some fun. And it was a little disheartening. I lost a lot to Riley and Andrew and Lumen and others, and like, to be clear, there's no shame in losing to those players. But I did get in my head a little bit of like, my win record that weekend was real bad this year, and I was like, am I a bit washed? Has everybody gone ahead of me? Was I out of practice? And now, to be clear, beating a bunch of like 400 level players and still different than beating other experts. And I might not be playing the sharpest because I tried to throw this game, but anyhow, it's been nice. It's been nice having games lately where it's like, no, you're still pretty good at the game. But first pick Porter makes sense. Wow, nobody did get trapped by Rockbeater, by the way. Good for everybody else. First pick recycled brick is wrong though. I should not have a slurry. This should be first pick Slurry with Porter, but that was also lots of EI candy. Well, yeah, to be clear, I agree with that too. You guys have a clear edge on me in EI candy. I am not as adept at that format, so that's actually a reasonable enough point too. Of like my skills are clearly more honed at revised because that's basically all I've played for 2 or 3 years now. I basically don't play on Play Agricola anymore. Um, and even when I did play on Play Agricola, I wasn't really playing EI Candy. I was playing more EIK, WM, G4, G5, maybe G6. But whatever, we're quibbling. Like, I also just, to be honest, I had just a slightly bad week of results. But, like, again, that's not shocking given how good the players are there. And also, like, I've clearly had above average luck at WBC because, like, winning 3 semifinals in a row, a lot of those tables have come down to coin flips. Like I literally tied Lumen and won on coin flip in 23. Last year, again, Kristen probably could have beat me had she bothered to sit and do math. And then, well, more than probably, she could have. And then Lumen also could have just won that game had the growth flip gone for him in round 12. But like he lost the growth flip in 12, but he probably wins if he hits it. So anyhow, first pick Cubbyhill. Wow. Okay. I mean, Cubbyhill's fun, but throwing axe is very reasonable here. They picked Chief Forester. I don't know about Chief Forester. I don't hate Smuggler for them. I don't. Again, Pipe Smoker I think is pretty good, but Sourdough is a free point. It's fine. Oh yeah, there was Fodder Chamber in this game too. God, I forgot about that. There really was no grain though. Really wasn't a lot of grain. Anyhow, I didn't get past that much. I really didn't get past that much. I shouldn't have. The slurry for sure. I should not have got past. But anyhow, you met up with Civ, Cranes, and Alex in November, and pretty sure I lost all the games we played that weekend. You played a lot. Glad to hear somebody else struggle at LAN. Lost equals no win. Yeah. I mean, to be clear, I'm also like during that week, like it's basically a week. I probably played 30 or 40 Agricola games. I had wins. It's just like I probably did win like 4 or 5 games out of like 30 plus, probably more like 30. So winning 4 or 5 out of 30, really not that bad. It's really not that bad. But I've often had better results, higher results. Like there was just a lot of losses, but yeah, it was a slight format, and then also though, yeah, again, when you're playing all other experts, like I don't know, so much of it comes down to luck. I mean, to be clear, I do remember also at this event, like I did have a decent bit of bad luck. Pretty much any time I chose to do sillier things in stage 1, hoping for a late growth game, was always round 5 growth. And pretty much whenever I built the first stream and was ready for round 5 growth to have a 6th game, it was freaking round 7, right? Like the growth flip still matters a lot, like a good amount in Agricola, especially when, again, once everybody starts getting to similar skill levels, the luck elements start seeming more pronounced. So like whatever, that's just games. And there was a lot of fun games, obviously. So like whatever. But yeah, I was mentally a little bit down after a lot of Agricola beatdowns. But it's been nice. Yeah, it's been nice the last couple times I've streamed or just played. I mean, they're not all been wins, but my elo's gone up a little. Again, not that elo really matters. Who cares? But yeah, I didn't play much there for a while. And it's been a nice streak for the last like yeah, what here? I guess I've played 1, 2, 3. I've played 5 recent games on BGA. But yeah, I have 4 wins and my 1 loss is by 3 points, so like whatever. It's been a nice run. But yeah, I'm tempted to play more. I might play an Ark Nova, or I guess I could just play one more Agricola. Nah, that's gonna keep me up too late. I'm gonna try to fit an Ark Nova stream in. Plus, Ark Nova is the thing that usually was killing my frickin' streaming for whatever reason. So I'm gonna try to get an Ark Nova in and see if it bogs down the stream and try to figure out why. I still have some of my whatever task manager computer stats live here on the other tab to try to figure out what's up. But I've not been running into the weird slowdown issue, so which has been good. I'm also half tempted to stop here and restart stream just so I can upload them to YouTube cleaner, but whatever. I'll just upload a combo video to YouTube and people will live. Again, I barely YouTube anymore, so I barely stream, but I've been having fun with it lately, so and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to WBC. We'll see if we can defend the Agricola crown, but again, probably not. Although, you know, Riley not being at WBC makes the odds just a tiny bit better. Because, sorry, I'm saying his real name. Apologies. Gray not being at WBC makes my odds a little better. But, am I the winner of last year or the last 2 years? Just last year. I finally broke through last year, which felt great. CS won the year before. CS 2376 Junior. I have made the finals 3 years in a row, which that has felt good. But I've taken 4th, 2nd, and then 1st finally last year. I lost to Andrew by 1 point. Every single. By the way, though, quick convention. I have pulled 4th seed in every final. The last 3 years, 4th seed every game. In my semifinals, I also have mostly been 4th seed. This year, my semifinal, I was not 4th seed, but. There's been a lot of 4th seeds. And again, obviously 4th seed doesn't always kill you. But yeah, I lost to Andrew when he was 1st seed and I was 4th seed in 2024 by 1 point. So that hurt a bit because the tournament tiebreakers, I win all ties. So if I had 1 more point, I'd win the game because I would have won ties over him. But also, by the way, we played Original Edition in the advancement rounds through 2024. 2025 was the first year that the tournament was default revised, and everybody played revised in the semis and finals. I don't think it's a complete accident that I finally won the tournament when it truly went to revised. Let that. I don't think that's entirely a coincidence. I do think it's mostly coincidence, to be clear. I'm still very good at Original Agricola. I think the difference in my playing levels between EIK and Revised Edition are not that major. There may be an argument that the field at WBC is actually a little worse at Revised at the moment compared to EIK. So maybe it's less that my skill level changes a bunch in those formats and that the field changes a little, but it's very minor, especially at the advancement tables. I just finally got a bit lucky. In the final WBC this year, I first picked a Cow Prince, I second picked a Carpenter's Apprentice, and I 4th picked a Task Artisan. So I think I 3rd picked no, the guy in front of me had the Red Carpet. No, yeah, the guy in front of me had Red Carpenter. Yeah. But anyhow, yeah, I partly just was finally due to the vagaries of the draft in the right position to wind up with the best hand, and then I played well. I built the first room in round 4, growth flipped in 5. Just the vagaries of things worked very well. I got to do a big Cow Prince game along with just a lot of other good stuff. And, I finally got the Agricola win. So, that's how it goes. Andrew equals CS Junior? Yeah. No, some other Play Agricola expert? No, I'm talking about CS Junior, but he is a Play Agricola expert. Was CS Junior too dominant and original, or why was it changed? It was changed just because, it's increasingly, for multiple reasons it changed. But to be clear, you can't play Original Edition Agricola online anymore. Bois de Jus was the last, mating spot, and that went down in, 2024-ish. So, first off, you can't buy Original Edition in the stores anymore. It's increasingly hard to get copies, and you can't even practice it online. So, Revised Edition came out in 2016 or 17. Basically on some level, it's just time to if the tournament's going to survive, we have to be welcoming to new players, and the only edition new people know is Revised. So it has to kind of switch. To be clear, this year still allowed people to. I should be clear actually. One semifinal table did play Original Edition. One semifinal did play Original Edition. It was player choice, so a handful of the games in the heats were Original Edition.
And then in the semifinals, people checked in. I think like 12 of us had revised as a preference. 2 people had like original edition preference, and 2 people were flexible. And so yeah, there was a semifinal table of original edition. Uh, but then the final, there was 3 of us. Obviously, there were 3 of us that preferred revised, and only 1 that preferred original. And if there had been a tie, if it had been 2-2, revised was the default edition. So anyhow, all that to blab a lot about, yeah, we mostly play that, but thanks for your sacrifice. Never played original, but revised is good. Yeah. Anyhow, basically, like, it was just time for the tournament to finally change, so it did. Uh, and I also just prefer revised nowadays. But original's fun. Original with some expansions is fun. The EIK base is it's a little food tight, and a little wood tight a lot of the time, which can be fun, but I've kind of got used to revised being a little more open. But anyhow, or Ark Nova time. We have an herbivores based project, so expert in herbivores is kind of a no brainer. We got Preds, we got species diversity. With species diversity, it's not awful to build a petting zoo. This map building a petting zoo is okay. Also, this map Scarlet Macaw opening is pretty legit though. Just take the America Partner Zoo and get kiosk, get extra income rolling off of this thing. I don't really have a cohesive start here, and I have large animal and sponsored zoos. Sponsored zoo makes me want to play a lot of sponsors. Played a lot of sponsors. Maybe I can play Med Breakthrough, but like holding Med Breakthrough on spec for a long time looks rough. But yeah, the rest of these animals are just not very playable because of all their symbols. So like I guess I start with this, but this starting hand is not good. But the expert in herbs could be huge. So geologist is a decent card. Yeah, the rest of these aren't really looking like much. Um, but yeah, first action is play expert in herbivores. Second action is hopefully take, I think, North America Partner Zoo is the play. Uh, yeah. And then we're eventually going to just look at some more cards and hope to find some stuff. But yeah, anyhow, I mean, as much as I want to hopefully defend my Agricola title at WBC, I don't really think it's that likely. I do think I'm a good enough player that I'm pretty likely to make the semifinals, but like it's not even a lock that I make semifinals. Wow, yeah, Tapir already got played. So this expert in herbivores looks good, but it does look like my opponent might have a release project, so that's spooky. Um, this is Agricola practice? No, we're on to Ark Nova now. I guess I should update the stream title for anybody coming in late. Uh, I should update that. We played one Agricola, now I've moved on. WBC, you mean WSBG? I definitely do not mean WSBG. Very much do not mean that. I do not like the WSBG. Uh, WSBG is the Vegas event. The World Board Game Championships happen in about a month. It's a week-long convention in Pennsylvania. They run tournaments in like 150 different games. I think it's a significantly better convention if your goal is to actually play games. Uh, but anyhow, opponent is about to release this to peer. We can't currently do anything about that, so that's fine. I am tempted to petting zoo for 7 money, and probably the geologist already went, so we'll just top deck a card. Put a petting zoo here for $7. Then build a 2 size for $11. And then we still have money to play with Scarlet Macaw and build Kiosk Pavilion Kiosk. That should ramp our income up nicely. I won't be able to play the rabbit till next round, but that's okay. Draw a card off the deck. Was a special assignment. Blah. All right. WBC has facts in 5? There is. Is there prize money? Thankfully, there's not, which I also think is it's fairly significant. Even better, laurels. Yeah, thanks, Heroic Logic. Yeah, just fictional points that don't actually matter, but I far prefer that, so I am glad that it's that way, but I'm going to take the North American Partner Zoo now. My opponent still hasn't used their social workers, so that's a little spooky. But yeah, I'm having a slightly long round. My opponent's played another animal. They're playing a slow worm. Okay. Do they have 2 release projects? Did they find another release? What's happening here? I gotta assume they're releasing. They're a high-rated player. They've not used their social worker yet, so... Oof, $22. Okay, wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. Can I build a 1 size and still get away with this? I build a 1 size. Kiosk, pavilion, kiosk? Ah, yeah, see, I can't get a second kiosk. How big a deal is that? It's really not a big deal. I could just go kiosk, pavilion, pavilion. Because then I get to play the rabbit right away. Oh wait, no, this is only $20. Wait a sec, why am I bad at math? I can play both anyhow because I have a partner zoo. I have a partner zoo. They don't cost 23, they cost 20. Okay. No, this is fine. This looks good actually. This is quite good. Anyhow, yeah, there's no prize money at WBC. You win plaques, you win fictional internet points. I prefer that. I think the prize money aspect of WSBG is dumb, and I think their format is pretty dumb anyhow. Like, okay, you're going to find the best player of 16 different tournaments, and then you're going to force them to play games that they might not actually be that good at. I get it's sort of fun, it's sort of intriguing, but the way the prize structure and money works, like, I don't know. I don't actually believe the best players are winning the money anyhow, and it's kind of lottery-esque, and the fact that there is so much money on the line forces everybody to play in kind of restrictive ways. So, anyhow, it looks like I'm allowed to look at cards and still play animals because my opponent can't break in 1 turn. So let's go look at some more cards. None of these matter to me. So we'll just look off the top of the deck. Sponsorship Elephants is kind of cute here, actually. It's not terrible. I don't like Waza Special Assignment, so we'll get rid of that. This Tamarin's okay. The Grizzly Bear looks too far away from actually being used. Wow, opponent just takes a rep uni after all that. They were just delayed using their worker forever. Interesting. After this, I am going to want to cause the break, unless I want to sneak in Sponsorship Elephants for even more money, but I guess that's unnecessary. I don't need to play Sponsorship Elephants. Sponsorship Elephants is totally unnecessary if I'm building 2 kiosks, and I'm doing most of the park restaurant. This is already a lot of... This is a lot of income for the whole game, which is excellent news for our long term, but yeah, there's just no need. There's no need to slow down and play Sponsorship Elephants. We just need to break. Yeah, we're already making 19 income out of the first break. That's great. So a lot of money, but our hand sucks still. So it's kind of an issue. We also don't have a... Well, I can do Species 3. I'm already ready to do Species 3 now. That's actually very nice. Just break 5 here. But yeah, being ready to do Species 3 looks good. I will probably just do Species 3, and I will debate... My opponent also breaks. Love that. Okay. So yeah, I'm about to do Species 3. I just get rid of Sponsorship Elephants. Again, I don't need the money. I also could get rid of Med Breakthrough, but I'm going to continue to have some wild hope that we hit a bunch of cool sponsors. Polar Bear Exhibit's fine. This is at least an herbivore. But yeah, I think it's this and take the 2 size reward. Yeah, do this and take 2 size reward, and it might be 2 CP worker time. Because I have no bonus unis coming in, so like I'm not going to get both unis and partner zoos this game. So yeah, let's actually 2 CP worker this game. And I could go build a rep. This is a 5 size. This wants to be a 1 size. Yeah, I don't actually. I don't know about. Don't know where that goes, but seems fine. Polar bear exhibit gets snapped. Okay, sure. Swan. I'm gonna build a speculative 5 size here, which is kind of overkill, but it allows us to have flexibility of playing stuff. I want herbivores. I guess the grizzly is good in terms of predators, so I guess I should be thinking about all these preds, because if I can get to 4 preds, that's very good. Hitting a petting zoo animal off the top of the deck, love that. That was lucky and great. And a digging petting zoo animal on top of that. Love that. Can my opponent break us? Cannot. Opponent could break if I cards. Okay, that's spooky. Opponent can break if I cards action, but I really want to use my 2 CP worker. I guess they've not used their worker, though, and I have a second worker. If they break both our workers, whatever. I'm going to look at cards. I guess this is a little bit rough because they'll still break after this. I'm going to wind up discarding a bunch of these cards, probably. Found another penny. Wow, found horse. That's so good. Horse, so good. Expert on Europe's pretty blah, but expert on Asia's good. Being able to just play these petting zoo animals is very good here. Opponent is going to break and cause us to discard without using their worker. No, they're going to build one. Okay. I think I should actually, as much as I want to use this worker, like, I don't really care. If my opponent breaks their own worker, like, they're in a bad spot and I still have 2 workers, I think it's better to just get these petting zoo animals played. I can dig. I don't really have anything I want to dig. I guess maybe it's time to finally just cycle the medical breakthrough. The medical breakthrough has not hit anything yet, so it's probably not happening. See if we get anything better. Arcade's not really better, but getting a rep off the horse is great. Getting all these appeal, like our income is just so high already. I will use my Assoc here unless my opponent breaks, and if my opponent breaks, so be it. Nope, they're gonna polar bear exhibit. Okay, this is pretty good then. I could take hand size unis. I don't have to discard anything, and then break 5. I kind of like that line. Alternatively, I can take a partner zoo and then break 5 with like upgraded sponsors. What just happened there? Native farm animals. The polar bear exhibit. Polar bear exhibit covered the marketing to play native farm. That's a pretty early native farm, but opponent is probably just doing herbivores 2 off of that. I am gonna hand size and then break. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I could play expert on Asia during the break off of marketing. I might do that. Opponent's doing species 4. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. It's possible I was supposed to break my opponent so that they didn't get to like do this, but they snap off the pred. That makes sense. They are doing better on preds. The lack of projects thus far is spooking me. Not a lot of projects. My opponent has pretty good income too. 20 income to my 26, but the America's Bison is pretty good. The America's Bison looks pretty good here. All right. I am going to take this Tapir because the Tapir goes in some of our 2 sizes. And it's an herbivore. All that seems good. But yeah, I kind of like the American Bison with the Tamarin already in my hand. The Bison's just very cheap. It's pretty solid points. It's another herbivore. But yeah, there's no release projects yet. There's no breeding projects. There goes the bison. Okay, fair enough. The pygmy hippo is also pretty good. I kind of like Asia Partner Zoo, just because it comes with more pavilions and more points. But I also kind of like Africa Partner Zoo, just so that I can play the pygmy hippo as it comes down. Uh, Maybe this moves X-Spec build? Did it ever snap the pygmy hippo afterwards? It could be. I guess I should Soch, actually. Use an X for a Soch. I am going to take Africa. I'm going to get animals upgraded. I think we're upgrading animals, cards, and then probably a Soch for donations, because we have so much money. And there's no clear reason we need upgraded sponsors. We're gonna have a pretty bad end game, but hopefully we just have strong end games here. Gonna X-Spec this build. I just don't think I need this build at the moment. And then I probably am gonna snap the pygmy hippo. I don't love snapping the pygmy hippo, but I think we can push for 5 herbivores. Alright, opponent can't break us. Low mountain range. Ooh, that's a card. I would love a low mountain range. Opponent plays vet. Okay. An actual release project is spicy, but it's not for us yet. It's not for us yet. Alright, this to pier. Got some digging to do. Speaking of digging, I could dig the low mountain range away, because it's not necessarily mine. I think I am going to upgrade a Soch. Then we'll upgrade cards. Pavilion for free. That pavilion can go here. Do I need to kill this low mountain range? Does my opponent have any clear bird yet? They don't. I'm going to just cycle my hand and see if I can't hit something useful first. Bolivian Red Howler is not useful. Let's keep cycling and try to find something. Sea Cave. Okay. Sea Cave allows us to do this rock monitor release. It's at least a project. I mean, I am kind of behind on projects, so maybe I do kill low mountain range now. And then I just play the rock monitor. My opponent has a slow worm, so they'll have to find a bigger lizard if they want to do anything. Yeah, this seems fine. I will sell none of these. Yeah, I don't really need money. And I still sort of like all these. So let's try this. Let's try this. Siberian Tiger is a lot of points, and it's a pred. So I would love to use an X to do a project here. I'd love to use an X to do a project, and then unlock snapping. Snap the Siberian Tiger. I am 1 Asia short at the moment of using that, but we'll find a way. Alright. Sea Cave, do the release the rock monitor, take snapping. Alright, I must select an enclosure. They're all next to a kiosk. They're all next to rock and water. I guess this one, whatever. Alright, we gain another rep. We gain this. The multiplier token's just gonna get broken, so let's just look at a bunch of cards. Yeah, whatever. We're gonna wind up discarding a bunch of these cards, but I am okay just looking for more hits of some sort. Unfortunately, that was really no hits, but whatever. Looking at more cards means that we are going to find hits. over time. But yeah, I'm just gonna break in a sec. Yeah, I'm just gonna break. My opponent does Preds 4. That makes sense. So yeah, I mean Preds 5's out there for me, but it's gonna be hard. My opponent's gonna take a. My opponent should not take the doubler because I'm just gonna break it. So yeah, they do take $5, and they probably just take $10. I mean that's fine. We both have so much money, so I'm glad that I have donations available. And then yeah, next cycle we can take a 2-rep uni and like do another project. So that's good tempo at least. The Cotton Top Tamarin is tempting, but I don't have a second science to be able to play it. I do need one more Asia animal in order to actually unlock the tiger points. But yeah, we're just going to keep breaking here. I am a little worried that we're just recklessly going forward a little too fast and our opponent has good stuff, but I don't need this flamingo. I killed the release, right? Yeah, I killed the release, so let's get rid of that. We at least have some stuff queued up. Oh, I could have got rid of native lizards. Native lizards is unplayable. Ooh. Hello, Komodo dragon. I will take Komodo dragon. Komodo dragon's playable for us at least. It's not incredible, but oh wait, undo, right? Whoops, undo. I should cover. I actually want to. I do want to. I want to cycle build. I want to cycle build down. I don't have a need to build. All right. There's another Asia animal that would be fine to play. The Komodo dragon is like not that good because my opponent has no Asia symbols, but it just unlocks another thing. So, but it's fine. I think my first action is to a Soch, and then we get to upgrade cards, and that gets me some more flexibility here. And also, I'll put this bird in range, and I would rather have this bird than the Komodo dragon right at the moment. So we will take our 2-rep uni, get our last upgrade. Again, we took 2 CP workers, so we're never going to get a 4th upgrade. But I don't think we're going to need a 4th upgrade. We are going to eventually get 1 CP off of our last worker too. I could take a. I could build a reptile house. Could build a reptile house for the Komodo dragon. That might actually be decent. Wow, we're just breaking 5. Okay, sure. My opponent has 1,000,000 money, so I guess they get their worker back faster. But if we're just breaking, I have some expensive payoff animals, so I approve of let's just break. Expert on the Americas, that's okay for me. Giant Panda. Giant Panda's very cool if I ever find time to take an Asia partner zoo, and if I somehow find a bear symbol. So that's a lot of what ifs. Bald Eagle. Okay. Well, Bald Eagle's good, especially if we have this much money. If we're going to have this much money, Bald Eagle's very good. Now I'd want to build an aviary off of an upcoming project. I probably should just do herbivores too at this point, but American alligator gets played. Okay, so they want to release that alligator. I'm tempted to not let them release that alligator, so I probably won't let them release that alligator. Yeah, I don't see a good reason to let them release the alligator. So let's. I mean, to be clear, they can release the alligator next round. I just don't see a reason to let them release the alligator this round. And so we shan't let them release the alligator this round. We will play. We're going to play the Pygmy Hippo. The Pygmy Hippo is going to immediately sponsors, and we will just break. Perform this. Oh, this is so good too. The hornbill gets to The Hornbill gets to push build all the way down right when we need build pushed all the way down again because we just don't care about any of this shit. Discard Expert on the Americas, and it's probably time to give up on the Tamarin, actually. I don't really need him. The Tamarin fits in 2 sizes. It might be time to give up on the Grizzly, right? The Grizzly's not happening. All right, there it is. Grizzly's not happening. It's not needed. We are just not running a Preds game. We just don't have Preds. Speaking of Preds, though, like, as much as I don't really like the White Stork that much, I'm about to build an Aviary. So, like, this fits in an Aviary. This also fits in an Aviary, but I can't play it. So I guess I want the White Stork, and maybe we find Europe release someday. I mean, maybe. We are slightly cooking our map, but I think it's okay because we're already at 45 points. I do want to do Herbie's 2 as a project. There's still so few projects. This has been a very tight project game, so like I don't have a project lined up after this. Oh, pred breeding. I have no Preds, but I will have a Pred with the Siberian Tigers. So yeah, taking an Asia Partner Zoo looks good. I might actually take an Asia Partner Zoo with X tokens right here. How do I feel about that? Kind of like it. Kind of like it. Just taking the Asia Partner Zoo with X tokens right now. Just do associate. Yeah, I think this is actually good. I think this is good. We want our aviary. Sadly, I have nothing to market, which is bad. But oh, also the white stork is a large animal. The white stork's a large animal, so our it's actually kind of good because it's actually kind of good because we have large animal zoo, right? Yeah, we have large animal zoo, so get rid of sponsored zoo. With the aviary, there's a shot that we actually make some use of that. We're getting a lot of pavilions out of Expert too. Definitely donate. Keep donating too. The fact that we're able to donate with all this money in the game is great. The fact that I get an extra turn with all this money in the game. The fact that I can dump so much of my money into a Siberian Tiger is great. I could look at more cards here, but I think actually just Xing down cards is correct. Well, looking at more cards is kind of good. I also don't have to get the rep off of my animals played. I could just play animals and not care about the rep. No, I think the rep's good. Do I want to look at more cards? I kind of do want to look at more cards. All right, let's look at more cards. It also makes breaking a lot easier. So, research is useless. Oh, the pred breeding program's gone, by the way. I missed that. The kookaburra's pretty useless. Crocodile's pretty useless. Talented communicator's useless because we're never upgrading sponsors. All right, well, that was a whiff. So that's a kind of a bummer, but I maybe didn't need that action anyhow. I might just like have enough stuff here if I just play animals into break. Like the Siberian Tiger is like 16 points, the Eagle's 8. I do want to play this Komodo Dragon, so I do need to build an enclosure for the Komodo, but I'm about to go Tiger Eagle into break. Yeah, I'm just going to go Tiger Eagle into break. Hopefully we can snap something good. Yeah. Tiger Eagle to break, eventually build an enclosure for the Komodo. The Komodo's going to be, like, pretty dang good. Alternatively, maybe we're building an enclosure for this giant panda if we get lucky enough to top deck the Kawadi. Sorry, I don't know why my hand did that for Kawadi, but like my head was just like, what's the thing look like? And apparently that was the motion. Anyhow, Kawadi off the top of the deck. Chinese water dragon. That's not what we wanted, but it's fine. Siberian Tiger into the only enclosure can go for a bajillion points. Just all the points. Oh yeah, our opponent just concedes. All right, they didn't even see the eagle, buddy. The eagle. All right. But that was good. Alright. Okay. Um, but yeah, so that was a nice win. Yeah, sorry for how long it was taking opponent, but yeah. 25 turns. We were about to cause another break. So yeah, I was about to play 8 points. That takes me to 79. And then I break. I probably build. Oh, wait. And I didn't even get this point yet. So actually, I'm at 74.82. I break. I build this. Komodo Dragon is. Did I get the pavilion yet for the tiger, actually? Maybe I'm at 83 if I didn't build the pavilion yet. Komodo Dragon's 85, 86, plus 6, 92. I can't quite end it unless I find another good animal. Um, and I don't have any project to do. Although it's a 2... Ooh. It is a 2CP... It's a 2CP... So I was pretty close to ending it here, actually, because, yeah, I play Eagle into Break immediately. Then I build, like, a 3 size getting a rep. Then I can Assoc. Then I Assoc for 5 by taking a Partner Zoo and 2 more rep. So now we're getting another CP and another donate. So that's like 4 CP, actually, as a... That's 4 CP without having a project to do, because we get 2 CP, a donate, and the rep gets us that. And then we play whatever animals we have left to cross. So we were crossing in... This turn was already still happening. It's not one more turn. So we were on turn 25. Then we build Assoc animals. It was gonna be a 28 turner. I have very low endgame still, but my opponent conceding is probably reasonable. They still do have a nice release of this alligator. Oh, but they have no workers. Okay, yeah. My opponent never getting another worker. This is a good example of a 2CP worker game. Like, it never really hurt us that we didn't have upgraded sponsors. We were able to just hit the main stuff. The donates were good because we had such solid income so fast. The Scarlet Macaw early, while we said our hand wasn't great, early Scarlet Macaw is very good. Actually, and we got very lucky to find all these petting zoo animals so fast. That was very good too. So anyhow, it was a nice game. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Obviously, Ark Nova is less popular with the chatters, but that's valid. I am glad that my stream fully worked. It's possible we've solved our streaming issues by correctly fixing some settings. My new theory is that while my OBS was using my actual graphics processor, I'm starting to think my browser was using my integrated processor. And so I suspect the slowdown was when they were trying to communicate, like having to pass shit back and forth. Because we've now streamed for whatever, 2.5 hours? Yeah, 2.5 hours, and I didn't have to kvetch about the slowdowns, and I got to use my big monitor and everything. So fingers crossed, but we might have solved our streaming issues so that I can comfortably just pop on whenever I want and stream without having annoying issues. So, but yeah, anyhow, thanks everybody for hanging out and chatting earlier. Hopefully, I clearly should just do some more Agricola streams because that's I don't have an Ark Nova following yet, or alternatively, I need to promote my Ark Nova more. But whatever. I also would like to get a Concordia played, so we'll see what comes in the coming days and weeks. But anyhow, thanks everybody. It's been good. I will see folks around. But yeah, later. Bye. Gonna end the stream.